crispy.
Alright, so I am reverse engineering this pallet. I haven't made pallets in a long time. But this was a pallet that I actually copied from Ogun, a master builder who passed away a couple years ago maybe. But he had posted a picture and I was able to get enough angles where I pretty much recreated what Ogun had done at some point in terms of these pallets. And I think they're really, really good look. So I want to add a pallet, working on the Rubble Pack #2. So I want to add a pallet as part of that Rubble Pack. So I had to just pull out an old one and pretty much recreate it. So what I did is I bought a bunch of balsa wood and I'm just cutting pieces along. And then this piece here, right here, is this thicker piece. So yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. But it's been a pretty good day in terms of working on dial stuff. I was able to get this platform pretty much finished. I still have to work on the rails, the railing system or whatever, and I got this finally finished as well. All right, y'all. Just wanted to let you guys see what I was doing, and I am Audi 5000. All right, so here I am working on the Rubble Pack 2 raffle that I'm going to be doing soon. So anyway, I use these little like pins, and I actually have to cut the pins so that they fit into the pallet because they're too long. So usually what I do is after I cut it, I just kind of stab it in. Can you see it? Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure the camera can see it.
Yeah, show them how you stab it.
I'm stabbing it, son. So basically that's what I do. The difficult part is that this has some length that it can go into, and I need to put 2 here, and it doesn't have any length, so I have to cut these short enough, and you can kind of see it there. It goes through a little bit at times, but like not much, like it's not like protruding out and stabbing anyone. But they're a lot shorter, so these take some work, and I still have to do like another color dry brush, and I have to spray them with acrylic sealer. So yeah, man. So I'm just working on these, and I've already done the sewer lids, the manhole covers, So I have a nice one, and then one that's all messed up. So you're gonna get 2 of those, plus a pallet and some other things I'm working on. But I just wanted to share that, and I'm out. Peace. Okay, so I had just taken a shot earlier today before I broke this setup down and put it away. I just wanted to record it. I actually did a little video and I put it in the ACBA group, but wanted to just do one for my Facebook page, or rather for my YouTube. I think a lot of times what happens when new people enter ACBA, and I get a lot of new followers, and ACBA pretty much stands for Articulated Comic Book Art, and it's essentially pulling a page from an action book, or excuse me, an action page or an action scene from a comic book, and emulating it using action figures and backdrops and you know, those effects there, or the word bubbles or the cutouts as we call them. So anyway, this is essentially what I create these dials for the most part. It's for ACBA or for displaying in general. In ACBA in particular, it's very important to pose figures correctly and to make sure the lighting is on point and so forth and so on. So anyway, I wanted to just go behind the scenes real quick and show you guys more or less how this kind of comes about. So first and foremost, those are just, as we call them in the ACBA community, cutouts. And so these 2 cutouts were created by my homie Michael Wisman out, who lives in California. And he created a couple of packs for me some years back. And pretty much I take a piece of wax and I stick it to the back of Nightcrawler's foot, and in this case that one is a piece of wax again. And I think you can use bevel cheese wax, but just piece of wax in general, and I'm able to do that. So you can kind of see from up top that they're cutouts. That it's not photoshopped into the picture. So I just noticed my battery is running out from my camera, so I may just die out, but I'm going to try to record as much as possible. In this case, I used the flight stand to keep this guy up, but I had to staple that flight stand. Or not staple, but rather use a staple to keep it in place, because it would have been unbalanced with the weight kind of going down, because I needed him at that height so Nightcrawler can just be kicking him and he can kind of be flying in midair. This came out pretty good, especially because the dial itself has that divot, that hole there, and so it makes it look like Captain Britain, really punched him into the hardwood floor. And basically, when I took the shot, I took it like that to kind of hide that fly stand, as we call it, that's sticking out of the agent's back. And so yeah, this an old dial that I've had now for years, one of my first dials, and so I still like bringing this out every once in a while. And those three pieces that you see there, the sofa, the table, and that side table in the back, are all part of the third Rubble Pack I'll be releasing in a couple of days. But alright guys, just wanted to show you guys kind of behind the scenes, and I am out. Peace. Yet again, another situation in which this Dremel tool becomes very valuable to me. Dremel. So this is the Dremel 200, and what I'm doing is I'm trying to create some park benches. So these are kind of the base of them. And so I also have these little nails that I've been using a lot. But the problem with these nails is that if you stick them into this skinny stick, they split them. So what I did is I marked off all the skinny sticks. I measured where I wanted the nail to be, and I'm just simply putting a hole so that I don't have to crack it by trying to stick the nail in. And again, it's one of those situations where this tool is valuable, especially when working with wood, and that's pretty much what I'm doing. And this is part of the Rubble Pack 2 that I'm preparing right now. So as you can see, can you see it? Yeah, it kind of it goes through on the other side. I also just want to share that. So this is just again, I'm going to use these bases pretty much. So these are the bases, and then I'll have like the bench part or the wooden part where you sit. I just want to share that. All right, man. So sometimes you have a vision in your head. You have an idea of what you want as a picture, and it just doesn't come out. It just doesn't happen. So in this case, I still have Greg's 3 rooftops. So 3 rooftops. Say that 3 times quick. And so I wanted to do a scene where Daredevil is trying to escape the hand, and he's jumping from a building in a classic Daredevil type pose as he's jumping off. Usually he kind of does that backward swan type thing, and then he uses his weapon to hit people midair or hang on to other things, a la Spider-Man, but without the web shooters type of deal. So what I was trying to do is I was trying to create a shot where I can present it and you couldn't see any of the flight stands. When it comes to ACBA, again, ACBA is articulated comic book art, rather, and it is an art form, and it's something that I've been into now for about 3 years. As I've said many times, I've been a collector for many years, but this posing thing is not brand new, but it's still fairly new to me, in that you want to basically create panels or recreate panels from comic books. So as much as I try to hide the flight stand, so I try to take a picture like this, and you can kind of see that flight stand underneath Daredevil being hidden. And then the good thing is that I had that chimney in the back that in the darkness you can hide the flight stand of the ninja at the very top. This here, you can kind of hide that with that vent.
And then I was trying to use this little thing to hide that flight stand. Unfortunately, as much as I tried, it's just not coming out. It's just not coming out the way I wanted to. The flight stands aren't they're just not being hidden, or I can't take a picture. I can't angle it the proper way. And that's okay. That's okay. At some point, I will revisit this shot. You know, not anytime soon, as I don't really have any rooftop. I don't have any rooftop tiles that I own, and these are being mailed this week to my boy G. So at some point I revisit it. But yeah, you know, just keep that in mind. It's okay. Sometimes you have something in mind. You try your very best to kind of get that out, and it just doesn't come out, man. And you know what? That's all right. That's cool. That's part of the process. So this is one of those cases where for the last couple hours I've been here trying to figure this out, moving that blue board in the back, trying to take the shot at this angle, trying to take a shot at that angle, and it's just not working out. But that's cool. You know, again, I'll revisit this at some point. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is I wanted to take some shots with a couple Star Wars figures that I have, so I'm gonna do that instead. It's gonna be less degree of difficulty than this. This is a pretty difficult shot to take and try to get everything in order. Alright, y'all, so just wanted to share that with you guys, and I'm out. Alright, what's up, y'all? So I have posted something on my Facebook the other day, and I followed the post. It was a picture of a stack of t-shirts, and I followed the post up with I just wrote something to the effect of basically I had a t-shirt company at some point. Well, I'll go through it real quick. I love sneakers, always have been. I'm a sneakerhead. And so a long time ago, I got into it as a little kid. Went to a sneaker show some years back in the mid-2000s and came back to Boston. It was in New York. Came back to Boston and decided I wanted to do a sneaker show. Now, a sneaker show is kind of like a car show, where you go to a car show, you check out all these cars. Basically, you're just hanging out with people, checking out these cars. So sneaker shows are similar. There's sneakers displayed that are rare, hard to get type of shoes that, you know, could be numbered, could be, they very possibly only made 100 pair in the world, so they're numbered up to 100. So things of that nature, things of that style in terms of sneaker culture would be present at these shows that I would put on. And I did 3 of them, and they were all pretty successful. Then I decided to spin off into a t-shirt company called Tightly Laced Kicks. The name of the show was Tightly Laced Kicks. So the t-shirt company was a high-end brand type t-shirt that came in a box, almost like a pair of sneakers would, and this t-shirt would be wrapped up in tissue paper. I had these little loop tags which had the logo, and then I'd hang like a shoelace for me, like a little sticker. It was dope. It was a dope concept. It was a dope idea. And then eventually what happened is I said, you know what, let me hire some artists to create some t-shirts. They'll be limited, only 75 per run, you know, of Tightly Laced Kicks. So it was called the Graffiti Legend Series 1, Legend Series 2, and so forth. Anyway, long story short, the t-shirt company did not work out in terms of what the goals were set, in terms of it, because obviously it's a t-shirt company, it's an apparel company, you want to make money. So that was the goal. So it failed in that aspect. But it was a great lesson for me to kind of have my own company, because I had to get the name, you know, copyright and all that bullshit. So anyway, the post that I posted, just a stack of t-shirts as I was getting ready to release them. I actually have I have another YouTube channel. Look me up. It's hilarious. I have no beard or anything. It was like 5 years ago. It's crazy. It's look up Tightly Laced Kicks right here on YouTube, and you'll hear me talking about the t-shirt company and the show and so forth and so on. So anyway, the point of my post was to say that it's necessary in our lives to take that jump, that leap of faith, to follow your dreams, to follow something you believe in. And I've always believed in following whatever I felt good about at the time. So for a while, well, for most of my life, I've loved sneakers. So I said, why not try to make this love of sneakers and expand it into a little more in terms of sharing with the community sneaker culture, but also trying to come up with a t-shirt company that would not only get me paid, obviously, it would get the artist paid, because I want an artist to design for me. I wasn't going to do the designing, although I'm a graffiti artist. Probably could have rocked some designs out. I decided not to go that route. which brings me to the present day. So that, you know, that was an endeavor that I tried, and again, you know, I took the jump, and it's okay to take that jump. It's a good feel, you know, it's good for you. And then what happens is sometimes it just doesn't work out the way you expected it to, and that's cool too. That's teaching you. You know, we've heard the cliche, you gotta fall down, you know, 99 times get up 100, so forth and so on. So absolutely, I absolutely agree with that. But I also think it's a little more than that. You know, I think it's understanding that the experience you get from that failure is valuable in your development as a person, and first and foremost, and then whatever it branches out into. So at some point, and not only was it a love for sneakers that I had for a long time, but a love for action figures. I'm talking about mid-'80s, you know what I mean? Like, I was 10 years old in the mid-'80s when Transformers and G.I. Joe and Thundercats and He-Man and, you know, shit was just popping off. It was crazy. So I was like at the golden age of that. So obviously, and hip-hop as well. So obviously the shit just really, you know, it becomes a part of you. It's something you grow up being a part of. And so I tried the t-shirt thing. That was like my first go at something. For a long time, you know, as a graffiti artist, I didn't like really doing paid gigs. For whatever reason, I just felt like I didn't want to make money off of graffiti. As silly as that may sound, I loved it for the art. I didn't want to turn it into that. You know what I mean? It was important for me to go out there and paint because I love to paint, and for a long time I did that consistently, and it felt good all the time, you know. So I didn't want to lose that ever, you know what I'm saying? So when I got into the whole apparel, you know, I was afraid, how would that make me feel about a sneakerhead? You know, here I am loving sneakers, but also trying to make a business out of it. But ultimately, if you love something and you do it the right way, that's okay. That's all right to share that love that you have, and which I had said a few seconds ago. But again, coming back to today, action figures is something that I was also, you know, in love with back in the day, and can continue collecting action figures. I mean, you ask all three of my kids, action figures have been part of their lives, obviously, because they're my lives forever. And then one day I stumbled across, and I've said this story before, I stumbled across, I think it was Darius's page, The Amazing's page, and I saw him posing these action figures with these incredible backgrounds, and excuse me, old man. At the time, I didn't know what these action figures were set against. You feel me? So anyway, I'm down to a minute. I'm about to run out of time here. Dials became something I naturally fell into, because of the graffiti background, because of the t-shirt apparel background. It taught me a bunch of different things, and so keep doing what you love. And if you do what you love and you do it right, then it just naturally. So I wanted to give you guys a closer look at this pack, as the picture I posted early was horrible, and I gave it didn't give it the contrast that I should have used, which is this white. But anyway, just wanted to also point out that everything is very unique. Every pack is different from one another. So you don't know two sofas are the same colors. None of the tables are the same colors. They've all been damaged differently. The blood drips and splatters are different. So I want you guys to kind of get a better look. The winning pack will have this little tiny bloody gnome in the round mirror. That's the winning pack, and then everything else. Oh, and some snow. Oh yeah, so there's one, you ought to check it out. In a Marvel Legends 6-inch figure for scale. And even the trees are different colors. Oh yeah, and the winning pack will also have this bigger star, bigger than the other stars. It's a little bit bigger and it spins and shit. It's cool.